sit. We're having the two dogs sit. We're gonna do this little exercise side by side, and then we're gonna, Bowie's very excited. We're gonna just say, tap their chest and say, go to your mat, and then down. Yeah, there you go. And Ronnie's not a trainer. I've just been helping him practice how to handle the dogs that are already trained. And they're not used, she's never done this with Ronnie before. So it's actually much better for the training, because the more people they do it with, the easier it is for them to do it with you, the owner. So reward now. So swing in like this. And no, make sure they wait. See how we're doing this? Good. Can you see us? Okay. So just in case you didn't see it because he was blocking the shot, calmly place it on the mat, withdraw, and then she takes it. Good. She tries to, either one of them tries to take the treat. Good. That's exactly how to do it. Half of this exercise is them being calm and staying calm on these mats side by side, with the giving of the reward, with them receiving the reward. It's got to be received calmly. And see how we're doing it? Really slow. Good. Good. And say good when she takes it, because we want them to hear that word good later on when there's no treat and feel good about the word. So when they take it out of your hand, when they take it off the mat, you say good at the very moment they take it. And so it's all about timing. You say it before or after they take it, it's not quite as effective. So we just do this every day with them. Let's walk around one more time. Nope. If they pop up, you say no. Usually saying no makes them go back. But if they don't, you can just, nope. She wants to itch. That's the problem. You just put them back with your foot. I'm just going to walk around her, and we're going to reward one more time. And you see how this takes the complete, it takes their complete attention off of each other and onto us. They don't care about each other. Right now they're equals. They're equalized. They're working side by side. There's a power greater than themselves. That's us. So what it does is it gives the dogs an impression that there's somebody in charge. So we teach them the system and all these other things that you've seen us doing with them on the video, and we're always orchestrating every little thing we're doing with them. So it makes them feel like, oh, somebody else is in charge. When dogs feel like there's a power greater than themselves in charge, they're way less likely to fight with each other. It makes them calmer, happier, more confident, because they don't have to do anything. They're being led. There's a leader. So you want to stand back next to her. Say, okay. Okay. Lead them off the mat. Sit. Sit. And then tap their chest and say, go, and they're free. We would also practice a lot of recalls, so keep the leash long and say, come. There you go. So I'm teaching Ronnie how to do this. Part of the point of this is showing you how they do with a person that's never done this with them before. And actually we practiced with you a few times, so you're going to be better than Ronnie is. Let's do it again. So we get them together, and they're together, they're standing next to each other. Come. Come. Good. And why don't we switch dogs? There you go. And then come, you call her to you. Come. Good. Good. So it was different when we started. They were much more interested in each other, and Bowie was really interested in Bentley, and Bentley would stare at Bowie a lot and kind of want to go over there. And so we practice. See how it is now? They're looking at us. So let go of that leash. Hold it right here, okay? So you do it first. Come. Go. Come. Come. Good. And we would just call them away from each other constantly. Nothing bad could happen because they were both on a leash. And we just got used to them. You see, even when they're next to each other, they turn away from each other. You may notice that. She's looking at him. Come, because I didn't call her back. Good. I didn't call her back to me. So now drop the leash and I'll take over. Drop the leash, drop it on the ground. No, you drop it. There you go. So then I started just doing it by myself. Come, and just, I'll face the camera here. Good. And just calling them myself, but leaving the leashes on just in case. I mean, I don't know. I never saw a fight between them, but I was told about fights, so I want to be super extra careful. And then I would have somebody else, you over there, call them to 2 hands, okay?
Come.
And see how he's kind of spreading his hands apart, so and make sure that you have them come on either side of you, not close together, okay? Because I think they're really, they're fine with each other now. They have been here for a long time. But you still want to be careful, so have them come to either side of you, because if they're a little bit closer and they're taking treats, who knows? If they're having a bad day, in a couple of months, one of them could nip at the other because of the food. We never know. So just be extra super careful. And let's see, I'll do it this way. Come. See how I'm doing it? I just want to, stay in the camera's range there. So like that, and then now it's your turn to do it again. Hey guys, I'll draw them away, and you're going to do it now.
Come.
Excellent. Very good. Good. So we started doing that, and we did that a lot. And then after a few weeks of that, we could take the leashes off because we never had any issues. And I would just hang out with them in the yard and have them together a lot. There's the leashes. And I'd watch them. If I would see either one of them even look at the other one, I'd call them to come. They both come to me. That's okay, because when you give them that command, they snap out of whatever reactive state of mind they're in and go into, hey, the boss called, let's go. They're not going to be aggressive because they know this command really well. I would be out here hanging out with them, and I do this every day now, and we're just loose. They're loose, no more leashes. And if I even see them looking at each other, I'll just say, come, and call them to me, to either side of me. And now I rarely see them look at each other. If they see each other, they look away, and you can watch this video and watch how they're never looking at each other. Even if their head turns towards the other one, good, they're looking at me. And if they look at each other, they look away. You see, it just happened with Bowie. There's no interest in bugging each other because this is what we've done for so long, and you're gonna take my place at your house. Every day you do this, that old behavior, that old relationship they had with each other is fading away, and the new one like this gets stronger every day you practice this. But I would start doing it exactly the way we started it, doing it with 2 people, 2 family members, calling them away like that for a couple of days, and just an abbreviated version of what we did, and then dropping the leashes and calling them away, calling them back to you, and then with no leash over time, because you'll be able to do what I'm doing here, and see how they looked at each other at that time? You want to watch that. If I wasn't talking to you, and if I didn't have sunscreen in my eyes, I would have caught that. But you want to keep doing it. But you see, even with food involved, it's all about working for you, right here. All about working for you and leaving each other alone and really making each other irrelevant in their eyes. Sit. So we're sitting at the front door with Bowie, and I'm gonna walk her, a little bit closer. Sit, because sometimes the shadow makes it so you can't see the dog here at the door. So she's sitting at the front door. We step out. This is boundary training, very important to do. She waits. You never call her to you. She never breaks out of her sit stay unless you come back to get her. She only goes through a boundary when she's on a leash with you and not pulling. So see how she's waiting in a sit stay? The leash has been loose the whole time. Okay. And of course she wants to burst out, but what did I do? I just tapped it and she stopped. See how I'm exaggerating the whole process, but see if you walk slowly, and of course you have to close the door, so you do a little left turn, always turn into her, of course. Sit. If you walk slowly, she's going to start slowing down because all she remembers is that every time, yesterday, last week, last month, this is how she goes through the boundary. She's a very jumpy, hyper little dog. So this boundary training is very helpful for her. We're about to go on a walk, so this is the way we start the walk. On the inside of my front door, she waits at that boundary. Here we have a gate, and then we have a curb, so we're going to show you that right now. Sit. We have Bowie sitting at the gate, and you know she wants to race out there, so you might have to practice a little bit doing exactly what I'm doing. See how she popped up? Nope. There's really no way to do a little left turn here, so all I did when she popped up was I said no, and I just gently but firmly applied a little pressure. When her butt hit the ground, I let go of it. There's never any correcting or any rough stuff. She waited till I came back next to her, and she's going to want to race out here because there's somebody behind the camera person, and there's a lot going on out here. It's the street. No. It's public. No. And she'll do this. So if she tries to travel or pop up before you release her, make sure that you put her back, make sure she does it the right way. And then on the way out, okay, and tap her a couple times if she tries to pull you through that doorway or gateway. Do your left turn always to close that gate and have her sit. And then out here you can say, release her. The leash is always loose. You're never restraining her. Go. Go, silly. Now she didn't want to get up. And we're going to go to the curb over here and do the little curb exercise. Let's go over here and do it. And if she tries to pull you at all, you just tap on the leash. We're going to do it right here. So she got a little free time. Come. Call her back to you. Good. Have her sit at this curb. Sit. And then this is a very important boundary. If you do this every time you come to a curb, you'll see that your dogs will, nope. She pops up, you say no, and you step into her, and just gently but firmly put her back. She's obviously going to be more triggered out here where there's a lot of stuff going on. There's people on the other side of the street. She's very triggered by distractions, so you need to just keep practicing. You're never correcting, you're just resetting, calmly but firmly resetting. So the second time she does it, in this case I'm going to give her a little treat because this is hard to do. Good. Also the camera person standing there pointing that thing at us is not helping either. We got interrupted right when I was crossing the street. I already did the walk around sit stay, and now we're going to say okay, walk her across the street. And I am always on the track of having no pulling, and so whenever I walk her, especially across the street, most dogs are used to racing across the street pulling their owner, but I've turned everything around where the street is the calm zone. Sit. The way to create that is to slow down. You're tapping, you're not restraining, and you're not tapping to the point of correction or pain. You're just tap and release, and walking slow. And you'll be amazed at how quickly she slows down. Once you get to the other side, you say sit, have her sit, and here's where you set her free. Tap her chest and say go. Now she's free. So we're hanging out. Come. Whoop. I almost got run over by a cart. Good. And it's a place where there's a lot of distractions. People walking around carrying stuff. Don't get more distracting than that. So we've been practicing here. As soon as she could handle doing commands here, we started practicing here. And you know, if she's distracted by something, it's kind of a good substitute for come. Yes, hi. Good. It's kind of the way that she would be distracted by Bentley. Different type of distraction, but still high-level distractions, even though a different category. And so I practice just calling her away from come, anybody that's approaching. Good. And then I'll practice some sit stays. It's all about the stay. Developing a solid stay in the presence of a lot of distractions, and we never know what's going to pass by here. It's always different. And if she stays here that long in a tough situation like this, give her a reward. And always, when she's in a sit stay, always reward her straight down like that. Did you drop a piece or something? So always come back next to her. Eye contact. Good. Straight down. Only that way, not like this. No more of that. It just makes you more important. And it's a subtle thing, but it's very important that she's looking in your eyes as you give her the reward. So one more little walk around, sit, stay. And she is doing really well here before I release her. You always release her, of course. When you go back next to her, she only leaves the sit stay when you go back next to her. With your right hand, you're going to tap her chest. You're never restraining her, so don't be doing this. Tight leash will make her nervous and make her lose focus, so no. Noisy carts going past her could trigger her. We're going to wait until the carts pass by. And then, so with your right hand, you're going to tap her chest and say, go. And she's free. But you'll see if you practice these types of stays, every time you do this, and maybe not in a place as intense as this, but every time you do this, even in your home, and you added an extra distraction, you release her and she's a little bit calmer every day you do this. And you'll see all the calm releases like this add up over the weeks, the coming weeks, and she'll just be calmer and calmer and calmer. And even that, if she wants to pull to somebody or something, you're tapping and releasing. You're never restraining, because if you restrain her, if she wants to pull somewhere and you restrain her, she'll just pull against it. But if you tap and release, it'll stop her from pulling. And of course, you always have the come, worst case scenario, call her to come to you away from something or somebody. So we have her in a different spot. This could be a more challenging spot because it's like an aisle where people are going to be going back and forth from behind and from in front. And you can see all the people around us. So she's in a downstay. See how I'm rewarding her? Good. Make sure that you don't let her grab the reward out of your hand or, touch your hand. She needs to wait respectfully just like that. Good. But even if you have a tough situation like this, you can get her through it by rewarding a little bit more. I'm rewarding good with high value rewards. I happen to switch to some pieces of a cheese stick that I was breaking off little pieces. Good. But see how if I reward her every time a distraction passes by, and she's really interested, this guy's just throwing stuff around over there, which I guess it's helping us in a way. Good. Because it's been difficult for her to stay there. But if you reward her and always away from the distraction, reward her so she has to turn away. And you see that we're doing that with Bowie and Bentley when they're doing downstays next to each other. Good. So without restraining her, stepping on the leash, correcting her, putting her back, you can keep her there through a difficult time by just rewarding her as those distractions are passing by or occurring, like over there. So I'm going to release her. Okay, sit, and go. Now she's free. You can get her away from this noisy place.